Okay, I'm going to make you guys a simple video here. You just got your Airlift ALP4 installed, or maybe you're thinking about buying an ALP4 and you want to know how this thing functions. I've used a couple of these now, so I'm going to give you what I believe is the most basic but medium deep dive on how to use this. So when you first turn this on, it's a lot more intimidating than the ALP3. So let's start off with what the basic functions of this are. So there's going to be 3 screens on this menu. We're looking at drive. So drive is kind of, we'll call this like your dash, right? This shows you all of what's going on. This system is a 3H, so these numbers you're seeing are going to be the percentages, not the pressures. If you have a 3P, this is a 3H. So if you have a 3P, you're going to see the pressures here, not the percentages. So that's just going to look a little different for you. But these little lines on the side kind of represent where you're at in the travel of the suspension. So anyway, this is your main function screen. This is showing you you've got 196 psi inside the air tank right now and where you're sitting at with your air suspension. Now you have presets here, and in here there's this little white bar at the top. That's going to represent where you're at on this screen. So you see as I go to the left, it progresses over and it progresses over again. So there's actually 5 presets available with the ALP4. Whatever you have this preset set for, this is the main preset. And this main preset is what is going to be referenced when you have Rise on Start. So if you set it up and you turn the key on, it will go to whatever this first preset is saved at. When you set these up, you can actually name it. So you can name it whatever the heck you want. You know, this one we just set for drive because this is for highway, freeway, whatever you want to drive it at. The next screen, when you save this preset, this number represents the percentage in the range of the travel. So if you have PSI, you would set this to whatever you want that PSI to be. So say you want it to be 55 PSI, you would say 55. In this case, we're going to say 65. Then you go front right, and you want that front right to match, unless you've got one of those suspension systems that needs a little more or a little less on per side. And then now we have set the rear, and this one we have on 55, and the right rear. And then when you're done, you hit save, and there it is. Now, these are your height sensors, you know, or your presets, and that's how all that's going to work. Now, back to the drive screen. This is your information. All the way to the right is your manual screen. And your manual screen is a little different. So if you want to use just this front left bag, you select it, and then you can go up and you can go down with it. If you want to select the 2 front bags, it'll run both 2 front bags. If you want to run all of them, you can make them all go down. So you select which bags you want to use, and then up or down, depending on what you want to use. So this is the manual screen to manually control your airbags. What down here are these 4 tactile buttons. And these 4 tactile buttons can be changed to whatever you want. So if we go into here and we go down to buttons, in the button screen, so button 1, starting on the left, I have set to be the front up. And the button number 2 is set to be front down. Button number 3 I have saved to rear up, and button number 4 to rear down. I do this because if you want to just quickly air up the front of your car, or air up the back, or you're going to want to air down the front and the back, this gives you those basic manual controls that we're all used to with air suspension, and that's what I like to set them to. But if you want, you have all of these different options in here. So you can start, let's just cycle through all of them. So we've got preset 5, 4, 3, so 3's not called 3, I have it saved as high. This is actually preset 2, and this is preset 1. So if I want to, I can make this preset 1. I tap this, it's going to my drive height. If I set it to, I could set this one if I wanted to be high or low or preset 4 or whatever I want it to be. You can also do an air out button. So this one, maybe a good setup would be preset 1, preset 2, preset 3, and an air out. Maybe that's the way you want to do it. You also have all down, so that would air the whole car down. Different than air out, because air out's just going to dump all of the air out. Air down is just going to air out as much as for as long as you're holding down the button. And then all up, and we're back to where we were, rear down. So let's put this back to front up. I have these all set to green to match this cool green interior in here. But if you want, which is kind of cool, you can set these colors differently. So say to make it look a little easier, you want it to be, 4 different colors. And then that way you know purple is preset 1. And then you know that red is preset 2. And green is this, or, whatever you want to do. I find that really helpful. In the case of this interior, we're just going to keep them all green. But if you were doing heights, it would be kind of cool to save them all to different colors. So it would be very simple. So let's go back to, this screen right here is just a lot. We can save that for another video another day. But I'm trying to keep this kind of the basic functions. So let's go back to the main screen and let's recap. So main screen always starts on drive. This screen will do nothing. This is just information. Presets is on your left, and this is up to you to save these presets. Unless you did do an auto calibration, it'll probably save these as 25, a 50, and a 75%. But anyway, these are your drive, your preset 1, your preset 2, your preset 3, your preset 4, and your preset 5. And all the way to your right is your manual screen. Again, remember, you've got to select which ones you want to operate, and you can air them up, you can air them down, you could do all of them all down. And it's giving you your tank information. So that's the basics of the new ALP4. I know it seems like a lot when you first turn this on, but I promise you the more you use it, the more comfortable you'll be with it. Go through and program these buttons to something that makes more sense for you. That will make your life a whole lot easier. If you're someone who relies on presets, you can save these as presets. If you're someone who just wants that front up, front down, you also have that option. So if you are looking to order one of these, you can reach out to us here at Cruise Industries. I'll leave a link down below where you can place your order. We also have a cool upgrade program for you guys. If you have a ALP3 and you want to upgrade to a 4, we're doing a trade-in and giving you cash for your ALP3 system. So we'll see you guys on the next video.